All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Moab coming to you again out on the highway and the byway, bringing out this gospel, this truth, to edify the hopefully elect of Yasharala, Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, and Hispanics. The one, the two-thirds of our people of the impending judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shai, is going to bring upon this earth, and specifically here, the great Babylon, America. And it's always a pleasure to let Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, that the Bible speaks of as the devil, know that your end is coming real soon. Before we get started, like turn to east, skip all going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honors and teachers, elders, and apostles, great millstone, likewise, by the spirit of this truth. Faithfully fearlessly, feeding the sheep, and you brothers and sisters, tuning in, shalom. All right, another day here in Great Babylon, America, but we're getting closer to the day that Mashiach is going to return, okay, and destroy this wicked queendom, okay, not a kingdom, queendom, Great Babylon, America. But in the meantime, what you have is chaos being built. You have people that are, feeling the pressure, okay, from, the works of the devil, so to speak. Putting legislation in place to cut off like things like SNAP benefits, keeping the moose straight. Blockade, which is causing the oil price to go up, which is causing gas price to go up, which is causing the prices of goods to go up. At the same time, simultaneously, as they're building these data centers all across Great Babylon, America, okay, to usher in the 6G, okay, and what is going to be, that technocracy that, the brothers I'm always talk about. You have a lot of jobs are being lost, okay, and it's not only just Jakes or the so-called black woman losing their jobs. It's also these Edomites. Hence, that's why you saw for the last couple of days, they had those demonstration, that's similar to that No Kings demonstration, where they talk about, the fact that you have this man, okay, is making decrees, okay, or legislation, or the way he's ruling is not in the benefit of the people. Well, the prophet's been telling you that for many times, for a long time. Particularly when we talk about our people, rather than heeding to the words that's coming from the prophets of warning. Because in reality, Jacob's trouble, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos and Hispanic, okay, is going to be at a time that we have never experienced in our entire lives. And the Lord is going to wipe out two-thirds of our people, okay, in this time. To various means, the sword, the famine, the pestilence, okay, and some are actually going to be saved for that nuclear fire that's going to be coming here, okay, and they would rather poke at us, make fun, make videos after videos after videos. You guys are false prophet. You guys are separatists. You guys want to be, you guys hate the white man. You only want to put them in slavery. Why you want to put them in slavery? Two wrongs don't make it right. And they're going on and on and on. And they're going to do whatever it takes, okay, to appease to their power, which is the so-called white man. But let's go into the scripture here. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 4, and verse 3 reads, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost." Who are lost? The two-thirds of our people that has dug themselves into this place. How is that working out for you, Jake? You can't pay your damn bills. I got a couple lessons queued up that I want to do to show you what happens when you trust this devil. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran. Doesn't matter if you've served this country 15, 20 years or 30 or 40 years. Doesn't matter how you bow down to this doggone devil. It is always going to end the same way. He doesn't give a shit. He's wicked. He was created to do wicked. It says, "In whom the God of this world, which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of power, should shine unto them." So why are you blinded, and you're blinded by the mind in your mind, okay, to not believe? This man comes out every 4 years with a promise. I'm going to build black community. We're going to build black business. We're going to build black enterprise. We're going to build black power. And every 4 years, you Jakes are believing or falling for it. The thing about it is why you Jakes won't turn to this is because when you listen to a lot of Jakes them, when you watch their TikTok video or their Instagram video, or you watch their YouTube rebuttal, what we're bringing out, okay, so why things are happening, they come back and they say, well, if Kamala Harris was voted in and the voting process wasn't corrupt, then we would have a better life. Well, okay, you were crying about doggone the Democrats under Biden and saying that you weren't benefiting. So when Trump came in, y'all said niggas for Trump, okay, spics for Trump, okay, and y'all thought Trump was going to be doing a greater job. So how does this work? So when it's actually common sense, if you don't believe in the scriptures, when is common sense going to take over the minds of you doggone niggas and spics, man? All right? It doesn't matter whether it's a blue team or the red team that's sitting inside there. At the end of the day, okay, the Lord has a judgment for our people. All of us are going to go to judgment. You have the 1/3 that's going to go to a judgment, okay, but not be destroyed. Okay, he's going to be cleansed. We're going to be tried. Our spirits are going to be tried. Our faith is going to be tried. Okay? Are we going to call upon Yahweh Shema Shai for help, or are we going to try to lean on our own understanding? Okay? And we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai because a lot of us, we've been in the world a very, very long time. You know, we have backgrounds in different things. You know, some of us have survival skills, all kinds of crap. You know, and you could have it in your head, well, when the time comes, I'm going to store water, you know, I'm going to have this and that, and I'm going to do this and that, I'm going to get with these set of people and that set of people, and we're going to do this and that. Or you're going to call the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, who said his servants will eat while everybody else is crying and starving, you know, and out there fighting. And second address goes into that heavily of what happens when people are not having their needs met. Okay? But it says, for we preach not of ourselves, but Hamashiach, the Lord, and ourselves, you're serving for Hamashiach's sake. So we're not out here for us, man. Okay? Now, people probably might see me set up out here every Sunday, you know. They might think to themselves, oh, this guy's got some type of like collection plate. I don't know collection plate. I don't need your money. Okay? Most of you people can't afford your doggone mortgage or any doggone thing around here, so you shouldn't walk around proud, okay, or looking down at the man of the Lord on the highway and the byway, okay, that's trying to edify you and correct you and let you know, okay, put down your damn dumb pride, okay? You ain't all that, okay? And the Lord is going to provide for us. Because why? He's going to provide for the women and the children. He's going to provide for the women and the children who he's going to save to us. So we are going to be provided. I haven't heard one buddy yet screaming and crying about, I can't make ends meet and stuff like that. I haven't heard one buddy yet come on and make a video, I can't make ends meet. If you can't make ends meet, there's another brother out there that can make his ends meet more than enough, and he'll help your ass. And that's how it's been working. The Lord has got things set up in a way. When the time comes, it is going to be executed. But at the end of the day, this system is going to fall, and we are going to have to lean on Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay? It's not going to be about your skill the skill set that you have, that you might have learned from the military or some, you know, survival tactical school or some weekend warrior type school or whatever the hell it is that you think. And you jakes them because you like folly, because you like to delve into nonsense and shit and bullshit. You know, we're boring to you. Yes, I am going to read the exact same scriptures that I read throughout the week and last week and the week before that and the week before that and years and years. Okay? Because it is a repetitive state. Why? Because our people are sottish. You don't retain any doggone thing. Okay? And the Bible is repetitive for a reason. Because we have very low attention span. We have very low attention span. Okay? So if you're bored, that's fine. Go get entertained by Esau. This is not for you. This is the reason why the Lord has set up angels to block you from understanding this. To block you from accepting, okay, that you're more than doggone just Mexicans or Haitians or Americans or African Americans or blacks or Hispanic or whatever the hell you want to call your damn self or whatever corporate name you have decided that you would accept. You accept being black. Well, that's retarded, because I have a black t-shirt on and clearly my skin is a light brown skin. Okay? So the fact that you are actually accepting colorism from this man who obviously he can't teach you the color because he's calling himself white when he's doggone. This is a motherfucker that can't stand out in the sun for 20 minutes, okay, without getting sunburned and turning beet red and getting sick. All these lotions that are in the store, those are in the store for these Edomites, okay? This is Isaiah 30 and starting with verse 1, it says, woe to the rebellious children. Who's the rebellious children? Okay? We are the rebellious children, okay? But the Lord has put a spirit on certain men, okay, and women and children to preserve. Okay, particularly he's dealing with the men. All right, but at the end of the day, we are all rebellious. Said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Notice it used the word shadow. And the reason why it used the word shadow is because we are in the shadow now. Okay? We are in the shadow of every doggone thing. You have Jakes who actually invented a whole lot of things, you know, that you see the society enjoy right now. But yet still there's no partner that's in our name. There's no you don't see no corporate buildings or any type of like cities that Jake owned or anything like that. When Jake did attempt to have those type of things, okay, what happened? Okay, you had the Oklahoma fire burning. Okay, it's been destroyed by the jealous one. Because if these Edomites can't friggin' doggone come up with it first or have or put their rubber stamp on it, okay, they're going to destroy it. Okay, because that's the nature of an Edomite. The nature of an Edomite is to destroy. Okay, I put up a video yesterday concerning that Jake, you know, who made the decision to confront that Edomite. Okay, and you know that was a clear-cut case of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai getting rid of two shitty doggone creation. Okay, an Edomite and a Jake at the same time. That Edomite go spend the rest of his life in prison, and that Jake is now in the spirit world. He'll come back, okay, right. But in the meantime, his family, okay, his wife and his kids, now she's a widow, okay, and what man is she gonna get with next? Okay, could it be a better man or could it be even worse? All right, so you see how it goes. But this is our people. Our people, because they trust in the vanity, they trust into vain words. Okay, you know, they're into that glitz and that glamour. They don't come and take a look. They don't want to humble themselves to listen to the words that's coming from men that don't look like anything great. All right, this is the reason why, and it's a stumbling block. It's a stumbling block. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, raised up, okay, the despised and the disgusted to go out and go do this work first. When people see a so-called black man stand out doing this and speaking about that, and the fact that we have to identify that the devil that the Bible speaks of is a so-called white man or who you call a Caucasian, people are offended by that. People are offended by that. If we were just talking about that ethereal being that you people think, you know, that Christianity have told in your head, you know, the guy with the horn and tail, y'all would have been more accepting. But because of the fact that we show you all, okay, that the people that had us in slavery, bondage, are committed, backbreaking, okay, that have done all kinds of stuff that the Lord has not even revealed to us, with the things that this man has done to us, okay, because they didn't have, you know, video footage back in, you know, 1619 or 1700. They didn't have those video footage. We right now in the last, like, what, 20 years, or 30 years, have footage of the cruelty, okay, of our oppressor. You know, starting with that Rodney King beating, okay, that was caught on VHS, all the way up to right now where, you know, Jason could pull out the camera. You know, if you're a brother like me, I wear a body camera all the doggone time, okay, when I go out. Because why? It's, you know, it's evidence or whatever the case is like that, but I just have it on, all right? And it's not walking in fear or anything like that, okay? But a lot of time we, you know, just seeing we have a camera on a camp, is that we're accused of, okay, I have the original footage right here. I have a backup of the original footage and I have another backup of the original footage. Automatically, my data is saved, okay, in the clouds. When I record, it's saved in the clouds. So they come and they try to manipulate and go, well, but what did this and that? No, let me show you how this works, okay? And it also is able to spread this gospel. That's why the Lord created, okay, the internet. He created that internet for us, okay? Not for bullshit, all right? So Jakes are not going to hearken to men that look like nobodies or whatever the case is like that. And for your information, you doggone, you proud demons out there. Not because we are out here on the highway and the byway, okay? Don't mean that we're not educated or didn't hold six-figure jobs or don't have, you know, properties or whatever the case is like that. These things that you pride yourself into following men of greatness. That's why y'all like these guys that like to, you know, sing nonsense about their cars and their house and all that stuff, and then come to find out they don't have none of that shit. Okay, they got an advance payment probably about $100,000, while the doggone record company gets about friggin' doggone $150 million of their doggone of their work, and then they go blow it on mainly gold chains and bullshit, man, and hoes. All right, so get that dumb pride out of your doggone head here. Let's go into let's go into what's taking place here. And we can see this is happening right now. Okay, to stay in the staff. Hey. Let me bring it out for you. This is Isaiah 3, I start verse 1. Okay, now they had brought this net, the King James Bible Online, they had brought it down for temporary. It's back up, which is good because it does help. Okay, you know, when we're doing the search, it does help a lot of us. Okay, and I know it helps me because I know a lot of scriptures, but I don't have a memory of like, okay, what is Romans 2 and 1? I can tell you, but I can tell you I have a lot of the precepts, okay, like that. So some brothers have the ability to remember. I do remember quite a bit like that, but in a lot of cases like that, when you're going into, you might have a lesson prep up, or the way what you're gonna talk about, but then something else pop in your head. It's like, okay, bring that out, and we all do it. This is Isaiah 3 and 1. It reads, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemel Shai, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning and the philosopher and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes and babes shall rule over them." So here we are. Okay. At some point in time, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to bring a lot of jakes that are on those pedestals, high pedestals. Right now, they're entertainers, they're sport athletes, they're the ones that Esau is using, okay, to entertain. But who's to say when he brings out these AI robots or bring out these robots, that robots now playing football, okay? And I'm talking about like violent football, okay? They're going to be playing like football, the way these Edomites like to see it. Very violent, okay, type of sports. And they're going to replace Jake. Right now, Jake is the ultimate male, okay? And especially, you know, Judah is the ultimate male to go do, these super sports like basketball or football, because Judah's built like that, all right? It's just like no different of how, prior to, say, the 60s, okay, it was all like so-called white basketball players or white football players. And then, they experimented putting black, basketball players and football players in. And what they found out was, who's just simply more athletic. Things like slam dunking, that didn't exist with these white boys. That didn't exist with them. Jake went in there and slam dunk and could put on a show, and they realized, wow, they're filling up the arena. Of course, we know a lot of people came there to kind of look at the big black man. And henceforth, that's the reason why right now, the NBA, football, all those things are right now dominated. 99% Negroes, okay? Because people want to see something that the ordinary person can't do. Now, a lot of these dudes are going to get replaced with robots that's able to do that with no rest. And be able to almost do kind of like a demolition derby, okay? Playing basketball and stuff, like athletic feats. So you, Jake, Sam, y'all have a limited time, okay, out there. So your usefulness to this doggone man, he ain't gonna need you. He ain't gonna really need you anymore. All right. So the Lord is gonna take away, and what you're seeing that happening right now is the Lord is taking away a lot of things. Okay, He's taking away a lot of goods, benefits. Like I said, I have a video lesson that I want to bring out. Lord willing, I'm going to bring it out tomorrow. I got one that I want to show, and it's a very intriguing one because I think not only the fact that it's not only Jake and them watching our videos. I believe that obviously we have the elites, some they have their people set up to watch, especially the more prominent brothers, so to speak, or the leaders, the apostles and the elder brothers, who've been out for a while. They have the 1,000 or more views and subscribers, and and they're watching them, okay? Because the big fear right now is you have this great awakening. This great awakening. And the great awakening is the fact that we are coming to the conclusion, or we are coming to the realization, and I'm not saying us who are already awake, but the other Hebrew Israelites that they're waking up daily are coming to the conclusion. When you look at your life and you look at everything, you can't help but agree to the fact that Deuteronomy 28 is talking about us, all of us, all the tribes, not just only the Negroes, okay, all of us. And when you go through Jeremiah, Isaiah, the book of Daniel, you know, it's talking about us. The dry bones waking up, that's talking about us. The fear that's coming on the people who are celebrating about our demise and our fall, that's talking about us. Because why would they care? Why would they care if we're out here talking about, you know, that we're going to be rulers next? Why is it so hard for everybody to accept the fact that someone like me could be a king, or someone like me could be a ruler? Why is it so hard for you to accept that? Okay? And I'm talking about our people, because our people, they're very comfortable, okay, just being nothing. I don't understand how you could be comfortable being nothing. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay? I don't get it. I didn't like being nothing in the world. Okay? I didn't like being nothing in the world. So if you understand this truth, how do you like, if you understand this truth, exactly how things worked against you because of the curses, and who was going to bring those things on you, how could you not have the desire in your heart and in your mind to want to repay this man the way he repaid you, the way he did it to you? After all we've done to this doggone place, the best you can get is an ass whooping and thrown in doggone prison. That's the reward you get. All right. So let's take a look at this here, because I opened up and I was mentioning about the demonstration that they had going, right? And that's not coincidental. Okay, that's not coincidental. What you're looking at right now, in fact, this is second address 15. And yes, we do go on the second address a lot. And like I said before, okay, if you're sick of hearing the same thing over and over and over, that's fine. Go entertain yourself. You know, go watch your dog bark, or on YouTube, or go whatever you want to entertain yourself. It makes no difference. Okay, and let me make it very, very, very clear here, if anyone's watching up to this point. Okay, I'm not out here, and I know the other brothers out here would agree to this. I'm not out here to try to unite so-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanics together. Okay, let's all join hands and hold hands like that, because a lot of y'all think when we bring this out and we have this chart that somehow us inferior Negroes are trying to pander to you doggone so-called Latinos and Hispanic. No, we're not. I don't give a fuck about if you want to stand next to me, or you want to say hi to me, or look at me. I could care less. It has no impact on my life. We're out here to preach this gospel, not to unite. We're not about uniting. We're not about doggone holding hands with the heathens. Okay? We're not about rebuilding America. We're not about trying to rebuild, okay, the kingdom of Israel here in Great Babylon, America. No, that's the Mashiach. The Mashiach is going to be the one that's going to put those two sticks together. Northern and Southern Kingdom. He's going to bring the elect into the kingdom, which is going to be members of all tribes, of all the tribes. It's not going to be just only Judah, okay, or Ephraim. It's going to be Judah, Ephraim, Manasseh. Okay, you have Issachar, you have Levi, Benjamin, and on and on and on. Okay, so we're not out here to pander to anybody. So get that dumb pride out of your doggone head. I could give two shits if you like me or not. We're not here for that. Okay, here's what's happening right now. This is where it stands. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt," which this place is known as spiritual Sodom of Egypt. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof." Now, if you go into Deuteronomy 28, you go to the last precept. Okay, the last precept talks about what? we're going to be bring back. We're going to be bond. We're going to be in bondage in a place that is like Egypt. Okay. In fact, let me go back and read that before I move further into what I'm bringing out there. Bringing out right now. This is Deuteronomy 28, because I don't want to butcher it. Okay. And let's go to verse 60. It says, "And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, shall bring thee into Egypt." Again, this place is Egypt. Okay, spiritual sort of Egypt. Again, with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee, that thou shalt see it no more again, and there you should be sold unto your enemies, for bondsmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy you. So men and women were sold into slavery. All right, men and women were sold into slavery. So we're here in Egypt again. So I'll go back again. It says, "But I will bring them," but it might. This is going back in the second Ezra 15, verse 11. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt, America, where we were bought in as slaves, okay, with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." And the thing was, I can't remember who the brother was. I think it was the elder brother Zach. Put a very interesting AI clip up, okay, that was going into the plagues of Egypt as before, which we know those plagues were very dreadful. Henceforth, you have those plagues going on right now. Okay, now it looks a little different compared to. It looks a little slightly different compared to how it was back then. Okay, like for example, the pestilence that bit up the cows and kill all the cattle and stuff like that. Today, that pestilence could be, the experimental drugs from the CDC. They're spraying the chemicals in the air. You have, heavy population amongst our people with HIV because they're very promiscuous. They're very promiscuous. Okay. Men and women. Okay, the women are very promiscuous. Okay, and then you have the men that are body boys for the most part, but then they get in with these women. Okay, and we always pray to Yahweh Shema Shai that He would keep these soiled women away from us. Okay, this is the reason why you see the Lord is going to destroy them. It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten, with the plague and punishment that power shall bring upon it." So why is Egypt mourning? That no kings and that rally that they had over the weekend, okay, where people are talking about the economy, they're talking about high gas and food prices. That's all part of mourning. That's all part of the mourning. The mourning is that it's not the way it was before. The life that people have had, for the last, back in the day, you can go back 10 years, okay, 2016, nobody would believe that you would see or experience what you're experiencing today. Okay, they didn't see it happening. So these are the judgments that the Lord is bringing on this place, because this is a wicked, sinful place. It's a wicked, evil kingdom. Okay, and the people on it are wicked and evil. Okay, and they're going to die a horrible death. They're going to die horrible deaths. So it says, "They that till the ground, working their ass to death, shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation." Now imagine you working, some people say, "I'm working 60, 80 hours a week. I'm working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and I can barely make ends meet." Okay? So if you're working those type of hours and you can't make ends meet, you're going to be in a constant fearful consolation. And this is what you see happening right now. People are losing. They're talking about high levels of people losing their houses. The banks are repossessing the people's cars, houses. Okay, and this is all part of that judgment. And that judgment starts with doggone the children of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanics. Okay, you're not immune. You're not immune to that judgment. Okay, so that's what that march was all about. The march was about the fact that you have a demon, a devil, a pedophile, a rapist, okay, faggots that's sitting in Washington, D.C., that don't give 2 shits about you American doggone people. And a lot of y'all don't realize that, or you don't understand that these judgments that you're getting is from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. And you deserve every bit of it. You deserve and this is just the beginning of sorrows. Continue, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth near. One people to stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So right now there's demonstration, but sooner or later those demonstrations are going to turn into frustration, and when those frustrations get elevated, it's going to turn into anger, and people are going to fight. They're going to attack their government. Then they're going to start attacking each other because they're frustrated. And this is what the spirit. This is the spirit that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is putting into these people. It says, "For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their action shall stand in their power." So what happens when somebody's invading your house? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Jake, when somebody kicks your door down and you have your wife and your kids are sitting down there? Because this is what's going to come to America. In fact, this is going to come to America real soon. So it's not going to be just the normal house invasion where people might try looking for jewelry or whatever, kids like that. People are literally going to be invading for food. Okay, it goes right here. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able." Why is he not going to go into the city, be able to go into the city? Okay, you have them building these 15-minute cities. You have out here, they're building these data centers. I think there's about 3 data centers they're going to be building out here. And little do the people out here in El Paso understand about those data centers and how much power they draw and water. So your food, your light bill is going to go up. Your water bill is going to go up. Right now, you have gas price right now over $4 a gallon. $4 a gallon for a place where the minimum wage or where the wages out here is like, it's chump change. If you're making $11 or $12 an hour out here, that's good money, considered good money. It's chump change. But you have gas price in the $4 or $5 category here, so I can't imagine someplace in California what that's gonna look like. So every time you make a step up, this devil bring you down about 4 or 5 steps. And it's meant to be that way because this man is the hireling that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has set up. It says, "For because of the pride, the city should be troubled, the houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid." Why are men going to be afraid? If you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah inside of you, all you are is just another big fucking pussy. That's pretty much what you are. Okay? You men are led around by your noses, by your little chubby fat woman. Okay? Your kids don't honor you. Your kids disrespect you. Even your damn dogs don't have no freaking respect for you. Imagine when they send robots or these Gurga troops around. Okay? How are you gonna be fearing about that? Here it is, you want peace. You want to get a good night's sleep with your big fat ass, sit on your couch, eat your pork rinds, okay? But the light goes off. And maybe there may not even be any light. There may be the grid down. The grid might even be down. So that means what? Daytime, people are driving around and scouting. Okay, whose house they're gonna hit next? And the book Psalms that goes actually talks about that. Okay, where you have people roaming around in the daytime looking. Basically, they're scouting. They're looking and going. Okay, they're targeting. Okay, that house. Especially houses that look like they actually have something. Okay. You know, for a lot of people who like to show their wealth, okay? They like to be flashy. So you can have people going around, taking pictures, marking their spots, where in the nighttime, under the cover of darkness, if there's no electricity, if you have a grid down, they're gonna come back, okay? And they're going to invade that house. In fact, the way people are going to be, in fact, let's continue on here. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations." As we speak right now, everyone that's talking to you is basically, essentially, measuring you up. Your neighbors are measuring you up. They're looking to see if you're soft. They're looking to see if you're the type of person that if they step to, are you going to fight back? What kind of person this guy is, all right? I can just tell it to you from personally, because I can see how my neighbors look at me, okay? And I can tell you, I'll leave it that way, okay? But they're looking at you like, they're assessing your character to see if you're the type of person that's going to step to them, or if they step to you, how your reaction is going to be. So everybody right now is really measuring you up. You can have people who are going to be driving through your cul-de-sac. They can be driving through your cul-de-sac. They can be driving through your little area where you live, okay? And they might stop in their car and they might go ask you for direction or something. They're not asking you for direction. Their sessions and see how many people is in their house. Is it one man or multiple men? Is he, you know, does he have women and children? Because as soon as they see you have women and children, especially little kids, you're vulnerable. Okay? Because women are a liability. Kids are a liability. This is why we are going to need Yahweh Shema Shai to protect us. Okay? On your own, you're prepared to fight to the doggone death. Okay? But, you know, people are not gonna play fair. They might come in there 3 or 4 or 5 of them, hold your kid hostage to get what they need to get. You're not gonna do anything to put your kid in danger. Okay, for those of you who have children. Alright? And they may be bluffing with a doggone empty chamber. You don't know that. But a lot of time, you know, because a lot of these people are ignorant to the times that you're in, because you're not measuring the time diligently, you're going to allow these people who are going to come back later, tie your ass up, beat your ass up, and take your shit. Because you want to be nice. You don't want to be mean. And a lot of you are going to let these Edomites into your house. I can just picture a Jake. Okay, let's say a man of the Lord needs something. I can picture if you walk in towards a Jake for help, he would immediately go into battle in the battle stance. But if an Edomite does, still, see, the ignorant of our people is so hardcore that it defies the mind. How many times we gotta tell you never trust an enemy? But the fact is, because these Edomites, again, what does the scripture say? An enemy speaks smooth with his lips, but he's looking, okay, to do what? A way to overthrow you, okay? So let's actually get that, because this is Esau, man. They're very cunning. Okay, they're very cunning. This is Ecclesiastes 12, and people like to speed out here, you know, and out here every week, you have people that go into the spirit world because we're speeding unnecessarily, okay, and hitting people and then running on. They don't even stop to render aid. Okay, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Hey, good morning. Hey, well, we just happened to be we're the Wanderbergs, and we just happened to be coming through here. We're wondering, you know, we had some water, but we ran out of water. We're just wondering if you could find a kindly in your heart to like give us a bottle of water or whatever the case is like that. And you know, they're gonna come with that, you know, jolly-looking Santa Claus type freaking spirit. And you niggas and spicks, man, y'all so stupid because y'all want to be accepted by these doggone people so bad. Okay, y'all gonna let that damn demon right into your damn house. But y'all will puff up, okay, against your brother and sister who would actually inquire about the exact same thing, showing just how stupid our people are, man. Okay, but this is gonna be the curse. This is gonna be the curse. Okay, that's still going to remain on the 2/3. In the meantime, the elect, those of us who are chosen by Yahweh Shema Shai as the elect, will not have to worry about that. We won't have to worry about that. The Lord is not going to put us in that situation to have to make that decision. Or if we are in that situation, He's going to give us the wisdom to know, don't trust that fool. But He's not going to really put us in that situation. In the book of Psalms, I actually go into that. I can actually bring that out later. But let's continue on. It says, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So, okay, man, the smoothest talkers. Eve is smooth with her lips. But if you ever get with if you ever had a white girl, and I'm going to use just the term white girl, Edomite chick, especially when them Southern belles, who's cute, and I'm talking about them Barbie doll looking ones who come on there and go, hi darling, and stuff. I tell you what, that's why white girls can have Jakes in their hand, like Putty, a really good looking one. I'm not talking about no Rosie O'Donnell looking motherfuckers. I'm not talking about them big fat nigga bitch type freaking doggone white cracker bitches. I'm talking like you're a freaking doggone good looking freaking chicks. I'm talking about chick. Let me see what I can use. Denise Richards. Let me use Denise Richards. She was in that movie Starship Troopers. I'm talking about the young Denise Richards. She was in that movie Starship Troopers and Undercover Brother. I'm talking about chicks that look like that. Man, they can have you like putty in their hands if you ever got lucky in life to get with one of those type of chicks, dude. Okay? They can melt you like that. Okay? They're good. Okay? They're good. The Edomite woman is real good at blowing smoke up your ass, boy. She knows how to do it. She knows how to play you. Okay? And they can destroy you at the same time. But let's get back onto this. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet he undermine thee. Didn't Trump do just that? Didn't he come and say y'all gonna have more business? Okay, you so-called blacks gonna have more business. You're gonna thrive. You're gonna make so much money. You're not gonna know what to do. Huh? How's that working out? Yeah. Didn't Biden come up with the same doggone thing? Hey, let me let y'all cross the border. Okay? He let them cross the border, and then what did Trump do? Trump grabbed Jakes and threw him in a doggone cage. You see how this work? So when are y'all gonna open your eyes and realize it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican? The fact is let's go into this. Okay? Because if you take this so hard, then you understand that everything is happening or what's taking place has to happen because the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is making it happen exactly that way. All right. Let's go into it right here, and you can see why we. This is the book of Micah 2, and starting in verse 10, it reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your place." Slack it. "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." What is polluted? Great Babylon, America. Come on. How much pollution do we have to talk about? Next month, June, 30 days dedicated to sodomy, faggotry, faggots. They call it the pride people, whatever, Rainbow Coalition, whatever. Okay, and I will make it. Okay, every lesson to put a curse on their ass and to bring them out in the lesson. It's disgusting. You have supposedly the Holy Land, Israel over there, the state of Israel. Okay, is planning on keeping the most to display that pride agenda in the most grandest fashion ever. So how the hell are they the doggone righteous people if that's how they're going to be doing it? All right, it says, "Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It's full of faggot, wickedness, okay, evil. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction." What's that sword of destruction? Because once you put your spirit into this place, once you put your mind into this place, it is unanimously going to disappoint you. You will be disappointed here in Great Babylon, America. Rest assured, if your spirit and your mind is in Great Babylon, America, you are going to be destroyed. You are going to be destroyed. You are going to be disappointed. Okay? This place is not the place for our people, okay, to endure. We have a kingdom so great and so magnificent. There's nothing that can describe it. That's coming, where we will be the immortals. Okay? No sickness. We don't need no medication. We don't get sick. We're immortal. We don't die. All of that. Those are the things that we as a part of the Whole Food Deck is looking for. In the meantime, I still have to walk in this flesh. In the meantime, I still get bite by mosquitoes. In the meantime, we all got to take a shit and a piss. All right? Because while we're still in this flesh, okay, we still can die. We still can be injured. And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, is still pleased with us. It's still pissed with us, quite frankly. Okay? And we get corrected all the time. We get corrected in measures all the time. Stop your toe, that's correction. Back, hit your head, that's correction. You get sick, that's correct. I mean, so we're prisoners of hope. We hope. The Lord don't kill you kill you in a hardcore way. You know, you don't burn you up in a lake of fire, or don't allow you to get eaten up by a damn bunch of doggone wolves and stuff. And the Lord knows all our fear, which we scared of everything. You know, Jake, man, we scared of everything. Okay, we don't even go in water we can't see the bottom off. Okay, okay, so there it is right there. So, Jake, what happens when you have yourself into this place? I mean, we've had the door closed at us so many times. How many more doors you need to have slamming you to understand? This isn't where we're not meant to thrive here. We're not meant to be great here. This is these Edomites heaven. Okay? And for most of these Edomites, this is their hell. This is also their hell too. I mean, they might have had a little bit of benefit, or the fact is that they were played to believe that there was a difference between them and us. Okay? When you look at it, it's called parallel. And I mentioned it, I think, in a lesson on Friday. The parallel between these poor Edomites and Jake. There's a parallel. And they are coming to the reality that they were no better than their Negro brothers and sisters. Yes, Edomites are brothers and sisters. Okay, Esau was a brother of Jacob, a little brother of Jacob. So yes, Edomites are our brothers and sisters. Nonetheless, they are the sons and daughters of the wicked. All right, and we are the sons and daughters of the righteous. All right, we're Yasharala. Okay, but they're coming to now the conclusion that they're in a really bad state. They're in a really, really, really bad state. Okay. They're in a real bad state. See, all people can do is just look, because it's entertainment. And that's why we have these signs, because these signs is, if the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is dealing with you and He wants you to notice, you pull over in your car. There's tons of parking space in the balcony. There's a gym right over there. This is a very high-end, busy road out here in El Paso. A lot of new developments going on out here. Right over there is like a lot of really nice homes, and you know, I mean, I'm talking like really nice houses, okay, that are custom built. So this is East Side, new, hipped, and people, they see this on the weekend. You know, they see the guy that's out there on the weekend. Me, I'm the guy that's out here on the weekend, okay, that's preaching. It's not working out, okay? Kind of lost my train of thought here. Let me bring in, let's go into, slack here. Because the Lord loves us, you know. I mean, He does. Okay, He loves us. If He didn't love us, He wouldn't put man out here, okay, to come out and wake up, okay, the elect. He wouldn't have done it. He would have just been like, okay, whatever, let them just keep going until I destroy Great Babylon America, okay? But He loved us to the point where He actually wake up put certain man out there, and basically the man who are doing the work because the Spirit of the Lord is inside of them to do the work. Okay? And that's why the work is being done. Okay? Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to come out on the highway and do it. If the man were lazy and didn't do the work, then none of us would be awake. You wouldn't have an expansion of the brotherhood across Great Babylon, America. Okay, whether you're a camp of 1, you're still doing the work. Whether you're a camp of 20 or 30 or 40, makes no difference. Okay, and those big camps, you can seriously split into multiple camps and go to different parts of your city. Okay, and spread this gospel rather than just a bunch of dudes clumped up in one spot. All right. This is Ezekiel 3 and starting verse. Let's go. Start verse 17. He says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning for me." So the Lord has made you a watchman. Each one of us is given a portion. Some brothers can go into history, they can go more deep, other stuff like that. That's the reason why we are edified. We edify each other. If you know something I don't know, I watch you, I learn. Now I know. Can I teach it? Probably not. It's not my portion. Okay? The same thing with what's given to me. I might be better at it than teaching you, even though you might have been in it 20 years. It's just what's given to me. I might take it in a different pace. I could add AI or pictures or whatever the case is like that, or you can use experience or whatever the case like that. And we all have our own talent. The Lord gave it to us. So there's no man that gave any of us. We didn't give each other talent. The Lord gave the talents. He's the one that distributed, and He's the one that can take it away. It says, "When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand." So, bottom line is our job is to warn the wicked of our people. Okay? Look, stop eating pork. Stop eating shellfish. Okay? Stop eating bunny rabbits. Stop eating these abominable food. Okay? Stop committing adultery. You men, stop being little sissies and having your wives walk over you. You women need to get the hell in order. Stop walking in front of your man and exerting your authority over your man. Okay? You women should stop wearing clothes like a man. You're not a man, so you shouldn't be wearing a trousers. You should be wearing a dress. Okay? These are all things that the Lord hate and despise that our people do. Okay? Because they're following the ways of this wicked queen. Great Babylon, America. America tell you that you can be a faggot. Okay? America tells you that you can accept sodomy. America tell you, men, you go walking down the street pushing a damn stroller while your woman talking on the cell phone with another man. Oh, that's just my friend. Okay? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, when she's supposed to be honoring her man. But see, there's no order in a place that's full of chaos. And that chaos is about to take another new level. See, that's what our job is. Our job is to warn you. And you don't like it and we don't care. But see, that's the spirit on us. And that's why we stand up bold as a lion in public and let you know. It says, "Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his own iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul." So our job, if we don't do our job, the Lord is going to hold us accountable. He can destroy us. He can take away that spirit that He's given us to go do the job and give it to somebody else that's more willing to do it. That isn't passive aggressive. That isn't going to go and whisper, "Oh, well, let me change it up a little bit so it can soothe your feelings." Okay, no. You raise up men that don't give two shits about your damn feelings. I'm going to tell you, man, you men are doggone soft. Okay? You're not kings, you are doggone house. Okay? Most of you're so petrified and scared like that. And I won't go to battle with any of you. Okay, you pussy ass niggas and spicks out here. Okay, because you can't figure your way out of a damn rotten paper bag, man. And that's why the Lord is going to put you in them damn C-130 and those chartered flights and send you out to the Middle East where you're going to get slaughtered. Okay, you're going to get slaughtered. It says. So, there it is right there. Our job is right there. But if we do our job, the Lord is not going to hold us accountable. You can't say, okay, we didn't do our job. Let's go into, it let's go into this here, and I want to bring this out. Right here, Proverbs. This is Proverbs 1, and starting with verse 20, reads, Wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of the concourse and the openings of the gate. In the city, she uttered her words, saying, How long, you simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? And clear cut with those videos that the Monarchist brings out, showing Jakes them their simple mind, and it's always a woman, okay? It's always a woman. See, that's the problem with doggone the so-called black women, the so-called Latino women, the so-called Hispanic women. You can't shut the hell up. You can't shut the hell up because there's no man that's in authority over you. There's no man that's in authority over you. The problem with you doggone men is you're so comfortable just taking a back seat and let your woman walk all over you because you're bitches. And that's the problem right there. Listen, you have a nation full of doggone bitches. Men that are just like, basically, you only have a penis between your leg, but in reality, you're a woman. That's why your woman walks over you and has no respect for you. Okay? We're the gods of this earth. We're the ones, okay, that are built up. Okay? The men of Yasharal are gods. We're not even just ordinary men. But we will die like them. But it says, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. You delight in it. You think you're hurting our feelings. You're not hurting our feelings. You're a shitbag. Let me tell you how I think about you doggone scorners. When you walk on the road, do you look down and think, oh my goodness, this road is hurting. My 170 pounds, 200 pound weight is crushing this ground. You don't think about it like that. That's how we think about y'all, man. Okay? You don't mean shit. You ain't shit and you don't mean shit. And this devil, the Lord is going to put the spirit in this devil to show you just how much of a piece of shit you doggone 2/3 Hebrew Israelites are. You so-called blacks and Americans, Latinos, okay, who come up against this, okay? He said, Turn ye at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. How is he going to make the words known unto you? To the prophets. Somebody's got to read the scriptures. Somebody's got to get a spirit on them. Somebody's got to put the lesson together, put it out there, okay? And try to explain to you retarded doggone Jakes out there. Okay, you're not welcome. This devil don't like you. Okay, this devil don't like you. He don't need you for anything. They're coming up with a way. Think about it. The Georgia Guidestone talk about what? They wanted to get rid of billions of people and have only 500 million people, mainly made up of these doggone Asians, okay, who are going to be more servitude and obedient. But what they don't understand is this, even them, they're not servitude and obedient. Hey, China right now is experiencing level high or record high crime going on because unemployment is high because you got companies that are not buying their goods and those factories have closed down. People then move those factories to close down, which means what? Okay, a place that has over 2 billion people and you get the majority of them, they're going to college, university, whatever the case is like that. They're coming out and they can't get jobs. Okay? You get the women over there selling their pom-pom or trying to sell their pom-pom over there. Alright? They don't show you that part because they try to keep that doggone image of them as this global competitive nation. Okay, everything is going good, but it's not going good out there. He says, because I have called and ye refused, and I stretched out my hand, and no man regarded, but ye have set at not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. Continuing here. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear coming. When your fear coming as a desolation, and your destruction coming as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Okay, now how is that going to look? Right now, as we speak, you have, SNAP benefits cut off. You have record amounts of doggone foreclosures that's going on. So that means what? You're going to go on the street. Now, most people, when they're going towards foreclosure, they know that's inevitable. It's going to take place. They try to work with the bank. The bank don't want to work with you. Why? Why would they work with you? You basically almost paid off the house and you paid off half of it, but exuberant amount of interest. All they're going to do is just take it and try to resell it at a lower price or whatever the case is like that, and they make bank from it. So they're not going to work with you because they already assessed the fact that, wait a minute, You bought this house at $200,000. I'm just using that as an example. You paid off $100,000 of it. They made their interest. Why would they help you? Why would they help you when they can take the house? The current market of the house is saying that this house is now valued at $300,000. And they can turn around and put a tag of $300,000 in the house. And not only make back not only the $100,000 that you owe them, but $200,000 additional. So in reality, it's a wash for them because they made $300,000 off this doggone house. You see how that works? So that's why they're not working with you, and the Lord is not going to allow the spirit of these doggone demons, these Edomites, okay, the wicked, to work with you, Jakes, them to preserve your life, because that's exactly what you're trying to do when you're trying to negotiate a new terms for your doggone mortgage and stuff. Okay? What does Scripture say? Be as pilgrims, meaning what? We're going to be persecuted to the point where we're going to have to run. So whatever you have right now, whether your house is paid off or not, or whether you have your house that's good and you can make rent or not, it makes no doggone difference. It makes no difference. The Lord wants to be glorified, and the only way He's going to be glorified is to put us in a position for us to call on His name, to show our faithfulness, to show our reverence to Him. So it doesn't matter what position you're in right now, what you have right now, the Lord is going to take it away so that you will bend the knees to Him no matter what. That's just the way it's going to be. All right? And that's the elect. That's His elect, who He's going to preserve through a lot of the problem. But at some point in time, we're still going to have to be giving Him glory and thanks for everything, and pray to be delivered. That's our test that we're going to get. Okay? That's elect. The rest of y'all, the rest of the Jakes, them, the 2/3. Oh shit! There's no opportunity for you for anything. You're just gonna just perish horribly, and that's why it says it's gonna come, okay, like a whirlwind, so fast, one shit after the next, one shit after the next. You can't pay your bills. SNAP benefit is out. It takes about 4 or 5 months to even get an interview. So now you got to struggle and survive until then. You have the pantry kitchens and those soup kitchens. Those are losing out. Not enough donation coming to them because people ain't feeling the spirit of donating anymore. They got to hold on to their own shit now, man. And rich people do not give their money away. They don't. I read about Bill Gates. He'll go into a restaurant and he'll tip 5%. People think, oh, this guy's rich. He's going to tip 20%, 30, 40%. Nah, this dude tipped like 5%. All right? So it's going to be a drawn-out process, and the Lord is going to make sure you people that are mocked, that think this is a joke, you want to be entertained, or whatever the case is like that, He's going to make sure you remember that the prophets were out in the highway and the byway to warn you, and you didn't give a crap. So guess what? We're going to laugh. In fact, we're already starting to laugh right now. When I make those videos and I show those Eve crying, and you think in my heart I'm feeling sorry, or I feel like, oh, she could use the help. No, I don't give 2 shits. I'm laughing at your wicked ass, okay? Because not too long ago, you'll get someone like that who will look at you and go, nigga, you ain't shit, and talk crap to you. Oh, you too short. You too ugly. Blah, 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 blah. Well, look at you. Huh? Look at you. You're about to go on the street. You see how that damn weave hole up to that damn fucking double license that's get in your head. Alright? So Lord willing, let us Father, because of the giving all word on to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash, Shalom.